everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notify button so you know when you're getting new episodes. And we just want to grow this project. I thank you in advance. Without further ado, let's get it rolling. The Shout Out Show. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everybody. I'm Preacher Mars, host of the SOS, the Shout Out Show. Thank you so much for joining us. As we always do, a little housekeeping. If you're joining the Shout Out Show for the first time, two things. Click that subscribe button, that link button. I really would appreciate it because we're trying to grow the show. That's number one. Number two is we hope that we make a great impression on you and you come back and join us. However it ends up, you are officially part of the SOS family, the Shout Out Soldiers. So thank you again. And number two, for all my brothers and sisters that come back to the show and hold us up, you know you're definitely family. We appreciate you, and we hope that we continue to make you proud. And don't be afraid to send some comments about how we can improve the show. Now, brothers and sisters, let me get this up out of the way right now. We got people tuning in already. I'm going to give out some shout-outs. Sister Reed, good to see you. I hope you're feeling better. Sister Sultana, that's our consultant producer. Sister Sakina, all the way from Charlotte. And Sister Rabina all the way from London. I appreciate each and every one of you coming on the show. Now, this is a different show, brothers and sisters, because you know when we have guests, we don't bring a lot of guests on the show. A lot of guests on the show, but when we bring guests, it's because I really believe in what they're doing, and I believe in their accomplishments and how they're affecting society in a positive way. That's number one. And then number two, I believe you need to have information and interact with these people because the ideas, I think they're unique, they're creative, and they can have long-lasting impact. So without that, I don't know where we go as a show. So I'm happy today. And I'm happy every day. But I'm honored today to actually have our guest who's really going to spend some time and he's going to talk to us about a plethora of issues. So all you brothers that don't understand the word plethora, Google it. Because this brother does a plethora of things. And yes, I did Google it. I'm just happy to have people in a situation because a lot of times when you go through life, particularly when you donate, you're committed to social justice, you know, people are in and out. You know, they're in and out. It's not an easy business. Change business for people is not an easy business. And so the brother I'm bringing on today, he is an advocate for change. I mean, I met him involved in change going way back, brothers and sisters. Let me welcome to the show. My brothers and sisters, please welcome to the show. Without further ado, from Inkerij, Brother Umar A. Hakim Dey. What's going on, brother? Oh, I'm sorry.
How you doing?
I'm sorry about that, brother. How you doing, man? Introduce yourself.
Assalamu alaikum. How you doing,
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed.
I look like I'm looking in a mirror, bro. Man.
That's a pretty good mirror, son.
Man, ooh, mirror on the screen. Introduce myself. My name is Umar Hakim Dey. I'm a Compton native. I'm the consulting director for Intellect, Love, and Mercy Foundation here in Los Angeles. But today, I'm the founder of this word Inkerij. This is a brand for leadership. It's a brand. So when you look up the word Inkerij in the dictionary, this is it. This is pronunciation key. So I was on my I applied for a program in the UK over at Cambridge University, and they said you needed a project, a social entrepreneurial project. So I got to consulting on my colleagues, you know, here in Los Angeles about the work that I do, and the word Inkerij kept popping up. So phonetically, I knew what it meant. From tradition, I knew what it meant. But when I looked it up in the dictionary and saw that pronunciation key, I was like, that's hot. So I called my lawyer. I'm like, yo, yes, can we do this? She said, we could try. Submitted the paperwork. A year later, what is that? I earned my R. So yeah.
Man, you know, brother, there's so many things we got to talk about. So anybody who's on the show today, you know, we normally do a half hour. I'm telling you right up front, we're going to go a little bit longer than a half hour.
Well, let's go all day.
I would go all day, but I'm going
to go all day.
But I'm so interested in the work of Inkerij because it's really been an evolution. You talk about going over to the UK and, you know, you're met with what looks like a challenge, but it's a bigger opportunity to expand what you're doing in terms of your vision. That's number one. I think number two is the fact that a lot of us get caught into our visions and our dreams, and we get so much away from execution. I like the fact that you said, I picked up my lawyer. Like, you had a lawyer, not one, you know, I'm talking about a business lawyer, not a lawyer. You picked up a lawyer who is dedicated to you in terms of keeping your business, your process, and your execution sharp when it comes to legal things. It allows you to immediately move into this space, man, that it's a paradigm from action right here, right now.
Yes. What can I say? I have to start with that. I have to start with my foundation is the M Foundation, Intellect, Love, and Mercy Foundation. Founded in 1998 by Imam Sadiq Safir, Naeem Shaw Jr., Hanafi Shakur, and brother Ahmed Shaheed. You know, Ahmed Shaheed.
Give them a shout out.
Yeah. So, you know, and then I became Muslim and I accepted my appointment to become Muslim in 1998. So I was blessed to come into the Compton Masjid. If you know anything about Compton in Los Angeles, these are those leaders who were on the front line, that we read about in the textbooks. So Allah put me in the situation for me to learn and listen. So in my process of becoming Muslim in 1998, I'm around Yusuf Muhammad. I'm around Majum, Lawrence Majum. I'm around Sadiq Mughmeen. I'm around Mikhail Rashad. I'm surrounded by all Abdul Kabir, by all these men who were formerly Nation of Islam but made their transition to Al-Islam. And I'm there just being a fly on the wall because I don't know nothing. They taught me my Salah. They taught me the Articles of Faith. But most of all, what they taught me is how to apply my Islam through their experience, because they've been through everything that we read about in the books from Malcolm X up until this day. So now they gave me a blueprint. Imam Sadiq gave us a blueprint on how to apply this leadership through intellect, love, and mercy. So, you know, and then through that, I became a volunteer for the M Foundation first. And then Naeem and Imam, I guess they noticed my intellect, and I began to rise in the ranks. You know, this is especially after Imam had his stroke. And then I learned the progress. I learned the different components of the M Foundation, one by one. Eat right to think right, Humanitarian Day, Go Beyond the Game, the Interfaith Circle, how to use my Islam to build bridges between communities and to serve the people. So then I have to credit my initial leadership training with the M Foundation, right? Where you at? I don't see you. You need to be in this picture. Okay, there you go.
I'm listening to you, brother.
No, but I'm feeding up your smiles, bro.
Okay, I'll leave it up.
So there's this other program called American Muslim Civic Leadership Institute based out of USC. And this is where I learned about vision.
Okay.
After seeing Naeem Shaw Jr. give the keynote speaking at the graduation, I was in the audience. I said, "That's what I want to do."
So that's what I want to be.
That's what I want to be. That's what I want to do. because prior I had already resigned from my cable job to come out here in 2002. So I originally wanted to own a online record company. So if you ever Google Whoop Tones or whoop.com, no H in the second Whoop, that's me. But anyway, Salam's my Amicably brothers, Akina. See, that's what I'm talking about. My Amicably family is here. You know what I'm saying?
You got everybody.
So I'm saying, so in Amicably, which we call family, because there's a bunch of people that generate synergy to become family. Nadia Ramani, Brila Skoda, at that time it was Sumaya Abu Bakr, and now it's Soraya Abudin, led these courses of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
From difficult conversations to vision to having presence. So on the block, presence is called swag. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm learning the theory side to it, what it means. You see what I'm saying? So I took this training seriously because I made it from being in Compton to being taken to DC, to be taken to where we went to DC, we went to New York. Oh, that was tight. We went to the Rockefeller estate, right? And I got picked up in a limo because the time I arrived, that's the only car that they had to come pick up. So that's another story. But that's another story. So in this program, I'm embedded around other Muslim leaders who are also trying to figure out how to use their leadership. Adina Likovic, Haris Taran, Bassam Electra. I hate to start calling names, but because then you tend to forget people, but people who are making an impact in their own community. So Rabia Chowdhury, Precious Muhammad.
That's my girl.
Yeah, Precious Malia Islam Majid. So I'm around
other heavyweights, right? You calling out the heavyweights, man.
Oh, I didn't even say about the previous year.
You calling out the legit Muslim gangsters. The Muslim OG,
previous year, Linda Sansor, Shahid Ahmad, Shahid, Rami Nashabidi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm embedded around all these people, and I'm listening to their narrative, to their stories, and I'm like, that's what I want to do, because I left my cable job, right? I was a cable technician for 13 years in the city of Los Angeles. And I went to and I got to a point where there's a glass ceiling. So and in the .com era, it inspired me to be an entrepreneur.
Well, let me pull some words from your LinkedIn. We're gonna do a word association.
Oh wow, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I went deep, brother. I went deep today. So we're gonna do a word association. And you tell me what it is it means to you.
Okay.
Well, I want to say first expression, if you will. First slang, if you will. Design thinking. Tell me about that. Design thinking.
Design thinking. What it is. How to figure it out.
Is there any nuances to design thinking? I know it's
First of all, design thinking is a process that you use to figure out complex problems. So you start instead of starting from the beginning, you start at the end. There's 5 components to design thinking. Okay. You got emphasize, you got define, you got ideation, you got prototype and testing. And you basically trying to figure out a problem. So this process is used in a lot of marketing, and a lot of redeveloping organizations, a lot of redeveloping launching products into the market. So this was introduced in Amicably. And I took it a step further. It was so interesting. It's almost like science. It is a science.
I want to. I love it because I'm a concepts guy.
Yeah, it's a concept.
I'm a concept guy. Like my mother tell you, I ruined plenty of toys. I wouldn't play with the toys.
You broke them.
I would take them apart to see if I could put them back together again.
See, you are our Benjamin Banneker. You are our Benjamin Banneker. You figured out how the clock works.
I mean, that is it. You know, as a stand-up, when I would do bits, it was fun because you knew you had a good set or whatever. You know, had a good set of material. I would start off with the weakest joke.
Okay.
The weakest joke, and go to the strongest joke.
So you built the momentum.
And then I would switch them. Then I would put the strongest joke in the middle and try and close on the weakest joke.
See, now that's called testing in design thinking.
And then I would write down the results.
There you go.
When I wrote for George Lopez,
I
told
George Lopez?
Yeah, I wrote for George Lopez for 6 years. 6 years. I thought you knew that.
I know it. I hear your resume all the time, but right now I'm excited, and that's just more add lib to the show.
Because you're see now, like I was writing for Lopez. He said, "What do you think about my material?" And I said, "The material's all right." He goes, "What do you mean it's all right?" I said, "Your blocking is off." And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "The way when you stand a certain way to deliver a joke, it has implications. If you're not hitting the mark a certain way, the crowd doesn't laugh." And I remember at one point in time putting tape on the stage and saying, "You need to go to position 1, position 2, position 3. And I wound up writing for him. I actually wrote on the first year of the George Lopez show. But I'm excited about design thinking because it's interesting that it's in this hemisphere, it's in this atmosphere. We can like talk about it. In a time, personally, that there's not a lot of creativity out there. Like you can have something like design thinking, but I like the fact that you said I innovated off the design thinking.
Yeah.
5 things, but I found 2 more to elevate this whole process.
So Inkerij is rooted in design thinking. It's the human tools that I use to identify leadership or to reprove your leadership in what I call the 3 R's: redesign, redevelop, and rebrand.
Yeah.
So design thinking is one of the things that I use, and I use it in a way that's authentic to me, that's customized in my way to use it, combined with some other stuff. So yeah, because I was able to in my travels, when they offered the course over at Stanford University, man, when Ramadan was over, everybody went to the Eid. I was out. I went to Stanford University for this course because it just so happened to fell right after the first class was like the first weekend was the day of Eid about 2-3 years ago.
Then you just bounced.
I bounced. I'm going to get my opportunity. This stuff don't come. This stuff don't come all the time.
Another opportunity for you. Let me give a shout out to a family friend, Miss Eleanor, man. That's my mom's right here. Eleanor. Miss Eleanor got a shirt coming. You see the people on the show. There's certain people on the show got shirts coming. I promised them. So I'm giving them.
We got to get them to them, man. We got to get them to them.
Shirts. Miss Eleanor, I appreciate you. You know I love you. But I got to do this interview. Okay. Next opportunity. We just talked about design thinking.
So what's the next word?
Empathetic observation.
Empathetic observation. That's the first step in design thinking. But a lot of people like to use the word I have sympathy for you, or I feel you. I rather have empathy for the situation so I can understand it. So I can understand its root problems, its root causes, but not put myself in that state. I want to observe it from the outside. So I have empathy. I could feel it. I could feel your situation. So so in other words, a street term like I feel you. That's having empathy. I feel you.
When I saw it, and I had a nuanced understanding of it. I'm a former school teacher, public school teacher. So I got 11 years of scars on my back. I learned empathy teaching children that were severely emotionally disturbed. I learned empathy as concept development, meaning that I had to fully understand your narrative.
Exactly, bro.
Like I was like, I need to understand your narrative, and it was interesting. I don't think I really fully bloomed into a teacher until I got so upset with the student that he made me creative.
Exactly.
And the story goes, one of my reading resource teachers saw me struggle, first year teacher. You love the story because I know you're going to jump right on this. I'm dealing with kids that look like me in a system that's not working, and I'm in a system that's not working for these kids. So that's the problem. That's the design thinking. I'm part of a system that's not working. They see me not working for them. And a kid he just busted my hump. He would come in and tear up everything. And my reading resource teacher said, "You're trying to address this like you know these kids. You don't know these kids." She said, "You're trying to do it like the white principal tells you to do it. They don't know these kids." She said, "If somebody stole something for you and took it home, what would you do?" I said, "I go home and get it." She said, "They stole your teaching time. Go get it." And I went, kid acted up that day. I didn't say anything, Umar. I was calm, cool, collective, but I had an address of where that kid lived. And I called the mom saying, "I'm coming to see you.
Yeah.
But don't tell him. And don't tell him." And I remember going up to the door, bang, 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 and he opened the door, and you could see like the gig was up. He stepped outside, literally like, "Look, can we talk a minute?" "Before we go in this house, can we work this out?" Hell no! I'm telling mama everything.
Man, I know what I did in the past was wrong, but I apologize. I really respect you.
Hey, look, Umar, Negro, I ain't taking no victim statements. No time for victim statements.
Oh man, this was funny, man. This was funny. So look, in design thinking, going to the end user, getting that insight and feedback from them and bringing that back to the core, and then implementing that idea of what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah. You were telling me something about, I'm sorry, I'm bastardizing it, so apologize.
No,
things were going on with COVID, and you put in that work with a lot of brothers and sisters on Skid Row.
Mm-hmm.
You told me this whole thing about how you kind of organize that thing, and I was like, I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated because it's a crisis in a crisis. But what you gave them was not a handout. Here's a shirt. Here's a blanket. Let me give you a leadership package. Let me give you a leadership.
I think I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. So, first of all, I have to credit, the M Foundation, Intellect, Love, and Mercy Foundation, or humanitarianday.com. We do this event called Humanitarian Day in the month of Ramadan, when we create, when we bring social services to help address homelessness in Los Angeles.
Yes, sir.
We convert charity into advocacy, awareness, and action for homelessness through projects. And so in my introduction, my first days of Humanitarian Day, I met this guy by the name of OG. OG, to me, he's considered like the mayor of Skid Row, because if you're working in these homeless communities, you have to get to know the people, because it's like what Allah tells us in the Quran.
Wait. Can I interject? Can you say that again? OG was the
mayor. To me, in my eyes, he's the mayor of Skid Row.
The mayor of Skid. I'm saying that because people don't understand.
There's a whole community down there.
It's a complex community. It's like a very complex community.
People. You got personalities. You got activists. OG is just one of many. You got OG. You got Coach Ron. You got his wife Lynn. You have Charles Porter. You have a whole community that's down there. And if you go to these homeless communities and you think you're just serving without meeting the people, you're doing yourself and your organization a disservice. So the M Foundation gets into the grassroots of it all. You feel me? So OG and them got this crew called Skid Row Brigade. Skid Row Brigade is a collective of community of Skid Row residents who live on Skid Row. So in October of last year, they say, Umar, we want to take our organization to the next step. I say, hey, let's do this. But I'm gonna take you through Inkerij leadership process, right? So we met for the next 3 months, next 4 months, defining and emphasizing their whole situation. Who are you? What are the loopholes? We did a SWOT analysis. What do you bring to the table? So then COVID hit. COVID hit hard, locking down everything. So through this work, I've been able to make certain nice to see evidence of idea, concepts, proposition, design, administration. Oh, that's heavy. Who's that? Mary Moss.
My mother.
Hi, Mom. She heavy.
This is a shout out show, brother. They shout you out.
Man, they're
gonna shout you out, man.
So in this work, I've been able to not only meet people in the mayor's office, but our leadership goals is known in the mayor's office, the city council, LAPD, Los Angeles County, everywhere in Los Angeles. The M Foundation has a presence there because of the work that we do from homelessness, right? So a brother by the name of why do we come to see so I can forget the name? Kirkpatrick in the mayor's office is the homeless. He's the homeless liaison. He presented the opportunity. The mayor office was mandated by the courts of Los Angeles to provide hygiene stations in the area of Skid Row. So he said, Umar, do you have a group or so? Do you have some guys that want a job? Bing, Skid Row Brigade. So now with the relationship that we have with OG and them, with what we was building, we presented this opportunity to Skid Row residents, because you can't invite nobody who don't live down the Skid Row because of the pandemic. So you needed to know people that live there on the road. So with USEP, United Way, in the mayor's office, we was able to create a 30-day project to generate jobs for like 15 Skid Row residents or the Skid Row Brigade to observe and report the hygiene stations around that location.
You know, there's something about the taste of success,
yes,
and potential,
yes,
that moves people. I mean, I love the whole idea of the Skid Row Brigade.
Man, the greatest volunteer crew in the world.
I know. On time, they're serious. Man. They're on time. They're serious, and don't mess around, but because they have a system. I don't think people really understand that there is a high complex system to survival that these people have mastered.
Let me drop this on you.
All right.
There's many definitions for leadership. Inkerij is a verb. It's not just a noun, or the word leader. The word leader is a noun, a person, place, or thing. In the eyes of Inkerij, the word leader is a verb, taking action when there is no action, and in the hope to inspire others to follow you or duplicate what you're doing. So you have people who call themselves leaders, but they're only acting in a noun sense, entitlement. You know what I'm saying? They're only acting in the noun sense. A leader requires action. So the Skid Row Brigade, I'm gonna title it. The Skid Row Brigade is about action. Inkerij is about action. M Foundation is about action. Preacher Monster Shout Out Show is about action. We're not nouns.
Yeah, brother. I got another one for you, man.
What's up, bro?
Need to work with me here, brother.
What's up?
This is an exercise everyone needs to be watching right now.
Okay.
First time it's done on the shout out show. Let me shout out brother Abdul Aziz. You got people coming on here.
Like my Islam Abdul Aziz.
All right.
Facts.
Facts. Here we go, brother.
What's up?
You're in a high-rise building.
Mm-hmm.
It's a high-quality building, a lot of big businesses. You walk in there, you got your three-piece suit on?
No. I got this on.
All right, man.
And this right here. Because I've been in this situation. That's why I said that.
Okay, all right. Well, you got a three-piece suit made of Inkerij.
Okay. Courage on the tag. I feel you.
Pinstripe.
More like tweed.
I walk on, I see the shirt. I'm somebody you never met before. I said, tell me about Inkerij. Tell me about Inkerij. I've heard about it. I want to invest in. Tell me about Inkerij. Give me 2 minutes on why I should invest in Inkerij. 2 minutes. What's that picture?
I think I would say the first thing I would say, what have you heard about Inkerij? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I haven't heard anything. Paint the palette for me.
So I would say Inkerij is an advisor that helps leaders and organizations create relevant next steps to lead and create impact in their community. Because the reason why is you have a lot of good people that need second chances as leaders.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of leaders, just like you have the formerly incarcerated that needs a second chance. Mm-hmm. Well, we now have organizations and leaders that need a second chance. They have all the components, but they may have taken a left turn and did something bad. So the community wants to cancel them out.
Wow.
But Inkerij is here to help the leader, the individual, and or an organization redesign, redevelop, or rebrand themselves for successful leadership steps. Because no one knows this whole thing of you got all these advisors and motivators, and they want to tell you how to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Leadership can be customized. It has to be customized to an individual's understanding and approach, and especially for what's in you. So I'm here to help share my experience to tap what's already in you.
And what's in that organization.
And what's in the organization, and bring that out. Because some people who's trying to get at leadership don't know where to start. They always ask me the questions, you over here, you over there, how you get in these situations. Man, I've been in my get down since like 2002. So I've had a lot of time to be around a lot of people and listen, watch, and read the game.
Well, I think it's important, Umar, that folks. I might be speaking out of turn, but I see in leadership today the inability of a lot of people to compartmentalize things. So they see leadership in some regards as this continuous thing, very linear, and I'm like, and that's not the way life happens. That's not the way organizations grow. And I see it more and more because COVID was a prime example, man. Just the inability, something here, it was the inability of so many companies to be able to make that pivot. You know what I mean? To be able to effectively pivot leadership, do X, Y, and Z and say, these are the new set of problems. These are the new set of solutions. That's why I thought it was really interesting, because I gave you 2 minutes because I saw you like, hey, listen, man, we have to be able to find these, I want to say these finer points, being able to pivot, because that's what leadership is.
Yeah.
And I also want to, so it's not lost, the idea of even help agencies not being able to be fully effective, and they get canceled out. Like people who need services have a hierarchy of effectiveness. If you're not on that list, you will not be on that list.
Yeah. First of all, I want people to know I'm not your average consultant. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that. I plan on being one of the best consultants coming out of the Muslim community, for one. Second thing is, I pay attention to what Allah tells us in the Quran that we're supposed to be merciful and compassionate among the Muslims and be hard on those who don't understand, or be hard on those who disbelieve. But we got that concept backwards. We hard on each other and we loving the oppressors. We loving the oppressor. We give them a pass. We take pictures with them. You know, I'm guilty in that sense of being in photo situation with people who may have seemed to be the opposite of our community, or you know, they don't understand what I'm doing in that circle. But I'm creating an opportunity when I'm in these circles.
Sorry about that, bro.
Not a problem. I lost my train of thought. But what I'm saying is, this business to me, my business is about building bridges. It's about because crossing that bridge, you never know when you're gonna have to come back to where you at, and you're gonna have to have the same way you're going up is the same way you're gonna come down. So I want to build bridges and create opportunity, and I'm gonna use my platform as Inkerij to do this.
So you know, let me speak to you as an advisory presence. Let me speak to you as an advisory presence. If you're looking out in the world right now, if we're looking at healthcare, how would you advise healthcare right now?
Healthcare?
Yeah. How would you advise healthcare?
Man, that's a heavy question, because in this COVID situation, Americans were the only ones in the world who lost healthcare. Everybody else in the world maintained their healthcare system. So we have to address healthcare from the top. We need to make it a universal situation. So in these emergency situations, we won't lose it.
Now, is healthcare two-pronged? Because one of it is healthcare, and the other part is wellness. Like I'm really a big person about wellness. I joke.
Well, that's two different things, though.
I joke half-heartedly about how we don't. Black folk, we go to the hospital, we go to the morgue. We don't. I mean, it's changed. It's changed, but back in the day, unless you were deaf, you weren't going to the hospital.
See, now for us, our community, wellness is more connected to holistic procedures, holistic ways of solving a problem. Healthcare is more connected to pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, okay. Say that again. Say that again.
So healthcare is more connected to the pharmaceutical industry, to whereas now you see wellness being more promoted, and that's connected to holistic treatments such as your herb. Now black seed has been in our sauna for years. Now it's becoming common marketplace. You feel me? So when now healthcare is starting to cross over into wellness, because it's hit a glass ceiling. It's too decentralized. When you go see a doctor, he only specializes in one thing.
Well, I think that's interesting. You got a couple of shout outs here. Mom says, "Show me what you're working with."
Mom's is off the hook.
Mom's off the hook, man. Her and Miss Eleanor, they gang.
Remember the coupon book you had to use in order to see the doctor?
No, that's real. They be like, "Now, how sick are you?" Because
that's from a long time ago.
Pneumonia don't rank. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
I think I said wellness as it really is a pathway to, how we used to really address a plethora of society.
Yeah. Divergent situations. Yeah.
Yeah. This whole idea of having an absolute answer for everything, I don't know where that came from, man. I don't know where that came from, and it
came from the privatization of the medical industry. In order for them to lock down this industry, they had to create specialists.
Everybody's a specialist now.
Yeah, so your doctor, before doctors used to be MDs. You go to your doctor, whether you had a head cold, broken leg, he could see both of them. Now, if you got insurance, you got to go to a certain department. You got to check in. If you got a problem in your arm, you got to go to this doctor. You got a problem with your pelvic, you got to go to this doctor. You got a problem with your heart, you got to go to the heart doctor. So, the game has gotten too privatized. So this is what Inkerij is here to do, help make things more relevant. the game is really simple. Your leadership is simple. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to take the complex route to it and get back to what it really means to be a leader. Help people.
I think. I mean, I love that. You know, I love that idea. And it has a lot of I like to say good trapdoors. Like it's going to take you certain spaces that you need to go. So when you come up, you understand that I've been through this, and it's a much clearer route. And as well, you can direct people to come that way too. It reduces the learning curve. But you know, man, I've really begun to how can I phrase this properly, man? I've really begun to assess the fact that things are not as tight as they should be. It's like there's a loss of discipline, if you will. And discipline encourages, well, use your word, discipline encourages a particular type of focus. And that focus in and of itself is a skill. So I feel like the focus and skill and the discipline are somehow been, you know, discombobulated.
Well, you know, in my opinion of things, we are experiencing a paradigm shift into what is called maybe the New World Order or whatever conspiracy theory people want to label. But we about to encourage us. We're in the middle of a shift into the future of things. So the way that things were before COVID, those who prepared before COVID, and when COVID hit, you had the training, you had the understanding, the network, the resources to quickly implement what needs to be done. And it revealed those who are now organizing out of urgency. So now, going into the future, we have to now prepare for what's coming when they lift this pandemic.
And I mean, I've been talking about that. The statistics and the numbers aren't good.
No.
About who's coming out. I mean, just for the African American community, going back to 2008, they said 60% of Black-owned businesses didn't come back online. They're saying out of this pandemic, 40% of African American businesses are not going to come back online.
But then, how many percentage of people who are going to come online?
Well, that's right.
Because anytime somebody is out the game, there's a void of somebody to fulfill that space.
And that's the thing, man.
If you're ready, there's a void to fulfill that space.
Yeah,
there's an opportunity to fill that space.
To your point, I always felt like if you're out of business over here, you can start business someplace else.
No, it's just the next man who understands the game say, "Okay, you out, I'm in. I get it because I'm ready."
Okay, all right.
And that's how I feel about. I mean, if you look at the history, when the United States shift from the farming era into the culture and into the industry era, those who wasn't ready was ready to take on this new era. So now that we in this information age and the new oil is data, those who are ready can take advantage of it, and those who weren't ready need to be retrained themselves.
Yeah.
So to me, this is opportunity because we all have families and we have to find out ways for our families to swim.
Yeah, I said something to somebody earlier today. I said, COVID has us hustling like back in the mid 70s.
Man.
I get up today to make sure I didn't have an 8-track.
Man, you know what, man? I kind of feel like how Hagar felt in the desert when she was looking for that relief, and she went on top of Arafat, and Allah gave her the well of Zamzam, and then after that well of Zamzam appeared for her, the ownership, Here go the founder of Mecca. You feel me? Because Mecca is centered around as well as Zamzam and gave her a legacy that's lasting to this day. So if we really look around, pray, make the intentions, and take advantage of what's in front of us, we could create a legacy that could last for a long time.
I just got a text. Somebody asked me this.
What's up?
And I know we're gonna be wrapping up in a little bit, but
we ain't wrapping up. We take this Inkerij takeover. This Inkerij takeover.
Somebody gave me this text. What is the focus of Black nonprofits like Inkerij, like going into and coming out of this next election?
That's a heavy question because the focus of Inkerij is, like I said, to build leadership. To build leadership, to create a voice for us to be able to handle whoever's in that office. Because I'm not just focused on if Biden wins. I'm focused, I want to prepare for whoever wins that situation, even if it's a Republican situation. But what's missing is our agenda of values. So whoever wins, we could ask them, do you support these values of ours? And are you going to give us a guarantee on these values in the contract that you want to commit for us? And if you could deliver this, then we could deliver some votes your way. So if a Republican administration win or a Democrat administration win, our leadership have to be prepared to deal with either one, and not just put your hopes in your eggs in the one basket.
And that's why I wanted to ask, because a part of the disenfranchisement that happened among minority communities in the last election, I personally felt like we didn't have a cohesive understanding of what we wanted.
Man, I can lay the game to you right now, because right now I got all kind of people texting and emailing me, you know, saying trying to get, and no disrespect to nobody that's watching, trying to get appointments with the Biden administration, right? But let's say, you know, the twist always go down in these U.S. elections. You know what I'm saying? That I don't want to relive 2016. I think that was November 9th. That was the most horrible night of my. I wasn't necessarily a Hillary fan, but she was the leader of the group who I supported, and I kept hoping that she pulled it out, and it never came. So we got to prepare for the twist. We got to be ready for both sides of the game. If this dude wins, okay. If you win, we know who you are. We know how you get down. How you gonna support our community? How you gonna support our values? How you gonna alleviate this police brutality? How you gonna bring in more education to the community? How you gonna do all this? We needed a 10, like Big Mike said, we need a 10-point agenda. But we approaching these people without an agenda, and they looking at us like
I always felt like when it came to politics, we engaged too many mouthpieces who were already there and who hadn't done anything. That's number one. Number two, and I know I might get some flack for it, you know, you can't have house Negroes and house Muslims speaking for you when you're in the field. It never works out.
I call them the photo op gang.
It never works out.
You know, we gotta, you know, in all respect to my colleagues, you know, a lot of us get in this game and there's a lot of people who represent us. They feel like since they took a picture with somebody, they did their job. But then you got the other side of the leadership who really trying to push policy, who get marginalized. So, you know, going forward, we need our community needs. I've had two opportunities to sit down with the governor of California, Gavin Newsom. I'm the president for LA Voice, which is a community organizer here in Los Angeles. And we part of a bigger network called Pico California. Faith in Action. Mm-hmm. And we're one federation of the Pico California. So I've had two opportunities to sit down with Gavin Newsom.
Hold on a little bit. Your camera's moving a little bit, brother.
Oh, okay. I'm
Okay.
checking out my thing.
Yeah, there you go. It's all good. It's all good.
So, in my two situations, I had to facilitate a conversation with Gavin Newsom. I learned who shifts policy on Capitol Hill, who shifts state policy. It's not 501c3s, which is community-based organizations, because a community-based organization, a faith-based organization, has a limit to politics.
Yeah.
It is C4 organizations, PAC political action committees, who shift policy. We need to associate ourselves with the right PAC organization who's going to represent our values, what we believe in. So now we could put money behind this and put our own. So we can now shape policy or shape politics. We need our own lobbying crew. We need those who need to take our interests to federal and state levels and say, hey, I need this bill. I want you to tell you about this bill. This is why, and these are the people why you should support this bill. We need people who lobby our interests. We need more politicians who understand our narrative. So now we got Rashida. We have I hope I said her name, Ilhan. We have AOC. We have Andre. We have what's my man that's doing the case? He's the AG in Minnesota.
Oh yeah. Keith Ellison.
We need to create organizations for whenever our Muslim candidates step in, we can insulate them with our voice. Because if not, they're going to be insulated by other voices in other political organizations. So we need our own packed organizations who can insulate our interests with those who are aligned with our communities.
Man, I love it. So I'm going to give you the final word.
It ain't over. We're going over 10 minutes, man. What's up? We're going overtime. It ain't over.
No, I try to do a tight show.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, all right. We're going to keep going.
But I'm going to tell you why.
What's up?
Because I want to bring you back.
Oh, yeah. I want to do it again, man. This is fun.
No. I want to bring you back on something a little bit bigger.
Okay.
And,
so give me another word from my LinkedIn.
I'm not going to go on the LinkedIn, brother. I'm not going from the LinkedIn. I'm giving you a different word.
Okay, give me a different word. This is like hip hop. I love it.
I'm gonna give you a word for Preacher Moss.
Okay.
What's the word I was saying? Constitution.
Ooh. I got a story for that. What does Constitution mean to me?
Yes, sir. What does it mean? What should it mean to us?
It wasn't written for us. It wasn't written for us, but it's been amended for us.
Okay.
It's been amended for us. Now our responsibility is to use what's in it to our benefit. Use it to progress. So someone told me the other day that African Americans got complacent with the passing of the Civil Rights Act. You know what I'm saying? They stopped advocating for, they felt comfortable after that got passed. It should have continued. So like in my position, in our position, we have to continue what those who came before us set up. So the Civil Rights Act is not over. As you can see, we're being violated every time a person of color gets shot by law enforcement. Because we failed to create the right policies to protect us. Now we got to march forward and make this Constitution that's been amended for us work for us by producing more policies that could protect our community, hold people right now our number one problem is law enforcement. Hold their ass accountable. I'm asking every day, I'm asking every day, because I got LAPD chief on text, Michael Moore, good dude, in a cold situation. You know what I'm saying? I got him on text and I asked him, can LAPD lead a national conversation for police accountability? Get all your like-minded police communities, denounce it, give a proper public statement, and lead this conversation, because to me, that's our number. I want to see what administration is going to help us resolve that problem. That's a major issue.
So we're gonna wrap on Constitution. Well, here's the deal, brother.
What's up, bro?
I need to know when I can bring you back, because the people
whenever
want you back. That's number one.
We could do next Saturday if you want to.
Well, I'm gonna have you. I think I might do the first panel with you,
Panel?
Yeah, I'm talking about other people, like-minded people, maybe some people who are different-minded but are creatives.
Bring it on, man. We need to. We don't know each other.
This is like talking to another artist. That's why I was saying design thinking, all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, in your positioning of the ideas and concepts and your deliverables, which are spiritual deliverables, of course, physical deliverables, and of course, policy deliverables. I was like, it's a nice gumbo. It's a very nice gumbo. And I'm like,
this is where we're supposed to be at as leaders, man. You know, you want to label me a leader, but to me, I'm doing what the Papa Shaws did before me.
Mm-hmm.
But the Amin Omar's I want to continue the Amin Omar legacies. You know what I'm saying? I want to continue walking in AK Hassan step, Imam Sadiq Safir. This is what they did for us. They gave us the blueprint on how to get down. I'm not scared of the police because my people, my mentors, laid a blueprint on how to get down with them. Ali Rashid left a blueprint on how to get down with these cats. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of them, they won't change, but they got to take the first step.
All right, brother. Well, listen, man. I appreciate you. So I have something else we'll be talking about off air. So look for a call from me. I'll be having myself, the Shout Out Show family, the Shout Out Show.
Can you have the people comment on how the show was so far?
Oh yeah. Great response
to Constitution. Oh wow, thank you. You bring him back. Reread, check. Alhamdulillah, we need an Inkerij part 2. Allahu Akbar. We need to. Oh, so you got a cold crew, bro.
Oh man, I'm telling you, the Shout Out Show soldiers, no joke, man. They're no joke. So, brother,
yes,
I personally, on a couple levels, people don't know, we didn't even get back to how we met. You know how, hey, tell us how I met. No, we meet right now. This is business.
I told you we was gonna Seinfeld the show, man. You just do whatever. We just gonna Seinfeld the show, bro.
This is another one, man. Very real performance. Sister, all the way from Charlotte. So, man, we're gonna wrap, but I'm going to be calling you, and
anytime, soldier.
I gotta leave. I know what to do. I know how to handle this.
Okay.
I owe some shirts to people, so I will work that out in the next show. And
so look, we got to get those shirts to those people.
I'm gonna get the addresses. I'm gonna get the addresses.
And they size. This right here, what I have on, is a special edition with the hoodie. You see what I'm saying? With the hoodie, and it also has.
You canceled, man. You done left my hoodie all out.
Yeah, I gave you the shirt.
The hoodie.
Now look, I want to tell a quick story before we go off air. That tree on the back, in paradise, there's a tree of justice. Let me show you how my brand has piety in it. That fist, there's a tree in paradise of justice. And the names that's around that are all the victims who was taken down by police, I'm praying for justice. I'm encouraging justice for these names. You know what I'm saying? I'm an entrepreneur with a social mission. We cannot let the names of Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, Ahmed Arbery. I was about to say Jacob Blake, but he lived.
He's still a victim.
Yeah, we George Floyd, Trayvon. This is our platform that we have to stand on. We want our justice. We want our justice. Even if I have to wait to the day of judgment to get it, I'm praying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us our liberation, even on that day.
Love it. On that note, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on the show, beloved.
I love you for the sake of Allah as well, soldier.
I mean.
I got mugs too. Oh, Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Hey everybody, this is your brother Preacher Moss. Listen, I hope that you enjoyed your shout out show experience. We'll be back with the next show, the next shout out show. A simple ask before you go, please help your brother out. Click that subscribe button, click that notify button, and I'll see you again on this side of the microphone. You probably wonder what that smell is. That's me. I smell good. And the reason I smell good is because I use oils from Civic. So I'm not saying you can't smell good. I'm not even saying you stink. I'm saying you have the opportunity to smell exquisite. Check out CivicTar.com for some of the best oils and scents in town.